But it's not just because of that performance, but Barcelona should not be signing Joao Felix permanently in the summer. He's fooled me a couple times, he's fooled a lot of Barcelona fans, but I just don't feel like overall, in the long run, Joao Felix would be a good investment for Barcelona. There have been a few games where he played really well. In that Atletico Madrid game, that was his best game for Barcelona so far, but it's just not consistent enough. In the current financial state that Barcelona is in, they don't have the luxury of spending a bunch of money on someone that's only going to show up half the time. Not only that, I think his work rates and his effort is going to drop even more if he's signed permanently from Barcelona, because when you're on loan, you're trying your hardest to make a good impression so that they sign you permanently. If it was just one game, no big deal. It's the round of 32 of the Copa del Rey. We don't expect 100%, but Joao Felix has been like this for, I think, the last month. Towards the beginning of the season, there were a few games where he was Barcelona's best and most influential player, but again, it's just not consistent enough to warrant the price tag that he will have in the summer. If he could do what he did in that game against Atletico Madrid, that showcases his talent, but again, we just don't get to see that enough. If we saw that or something close to that every single week, sure, I wouldn't mind Barcelona spending 30 to 40 million on him. But even 30 to 40 million, I feel like Atletico Madrid are going to want more for him, and he has not done enough to warrant that price tag. There have definitely been glimpses of his talent this season, but you need more consistent output from a player you're going to spend 30 to 40 million, bare minimum, on. Some Barcelona fans think this is more Laporta that wanted Joao Felix to sign for Barcelona and not as much Xavi. Xavi gave him a lot of chances, especially earlier in the season, but I think he's beginning to get frustrated with Joao Felix's output. And there have been a few times where he's opened up the game for Barcelona. He's done something that other players on Barcelona couldn't do, but again, it's just not been seen enough. That could be a little bit too harsh, but there have been some times this season where he's just jogging by the defender when the defender is running past them, and then the defender gets past him, he plays a long ball, and they're almost through on Barcelona's goal. There's only a handful of players that can be lazy in the world, and Joao Felix is not one of them. This summer, I thought it was pretty unnecessary signing. I would have rather kept Ansu Fati, but then Joao Felix started performing well in the first few weeks, and I thought maybe let's try not to be reactionary, because again, I feel like it's been going on for the last month. I feel like Xavi is growing impatient with him as well. You have a lot of talent, but if you look disinterested and you're not impacting the majority of the game, I don't feel like you're helping the team as much as another player could be. I'd say the next month or so are pretty important for Joao Felix's career at Barcelona. Who knows, maybe he steps up in the Champions League and does really well, and Barcelona might look to sign him in the summer. But right now, I don't see enough for Barcelona to spend 30 to 40 million on him. And again, that's the bare minimum. I feel like Atletico Madrid might be asking for even more than that. I feel bad because in the summer, he took a huge pay cut to join Barcelona. He cut all ties with Atletico Madrid just to make his dream of playing for Barcelona come true, but I just don't feel like it's worked out completely for him. Again, there's still a lot of time left in the season. He could turn it around, and I hope I'm wrong about this whole thing. But right now, I feel like week in, week out, he just hasn't shown enough for Barcelona to sign him permanently in the summer.